Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video, I'm going to take a look at what's going to happen to Rogue in the standard rotation. This is a big standard rotation with basic set and classic set rotating out into wild and the new core set coming in to replace them. So a lot more cards than usual are about to change. However, Rogue is probably going to be quite alright. This is basically everything that Rogue is losing from basic and classic sets. Sap is kind of a big loss. Currently they have Price Plunderer to make up for it though, so it's not huge right now. Eviscerate, which is a damage loss, so okay, that's actually gonna hurt. Edwin Cleave, of course a phenomenal card, that's always gonna hurt. And Fan of Knives doesn't see play right now, but it's card draw and some AoE, so there's always a chance for it to see play in some metagames. As for the expansions that are rotating out, Catacombs Awakening was not much of a thing for Rogue. Skyvateer saw some play, but come on, Death Rattle draw a card. One card. Like, why would Rogue want to draw one card and pay like 2 mana to do that? That's just insane, preposterous. Descent of Dragons was obviously a strong expansion for almost all classes, and so it was for Rogue as well. Galagorn the Nightmare. Galagorn Rogue was dominant for such a long time. Right now it doesn't see play, but that was one sweet card. Most cards from the expansion don't see play in the current Rogue decks though. Waxadred never saw a lot of play. Necrum Apothecary saw some play before the nerf. Then there's Dragon's Horde, doesn't see play right now. Flex Skyshift does see play at the moment. Excellent hard removal tool. So there are some losses for Rogue here, even though many of these cards have been surpassed since. Curiously enough, Saviors of Uldum cards see more play in Rogue at the moment. Bazaar Belokari doesn't, so okay, quest decks are going away, quest decks are dying. Rogue quest deck wasn't that much of a thing anyway. However, Ferrocat, excellent tool to generate some random resources. And when you talk about random resources, it's hard to not talk about Whirlkick Master. Even though statistics are telling me that Whirlkick Master is actually the weakest card in Whirlkick Rogue, lots of people seem to like it a lot. Then there's Plague of Madness, Weapon Removal and a Weapon, Hooked Scimitar, one of the more aggressive weapons for Rogue, and Anka the Buried, more pieces of this Death Rattle Rogue that doesn't see any play right now. Rise of Shadows was generally a really weak expansion, but not so for Rogue. Quite the contrary, Rogue got some excellent tools in that expansion, especially Evil Miscreant, Combat 2 Random Lackeys to hand, and High Spear and Talkwaggle. Belcry if you control Lackey, choose a fantastic treasure. High Spear is too slow for the current Rogue decks, but Evil Miscreant still sees a lot of play. There are also a number of other excellent cards in Rise of Shadows for Rogue, from Talkwaggle's Scheme and Waggle Pick to these Burgle style cards, Henchclan Burglar, Underbelly Fence and Vendetta. Just huge tempo. The fact that these cards don't see a lot of play right now doesn't mean that they're not strong cards, it just means that Rogue had a great year in 2019, and Rogue had an insane year in 2020. Rogue cards just keep getting better, so many of these cards, even though they're still fantastic cards, they've just been power creeped by even better Rogue cards. And that means that Rogue is not losing a lot in the rotation. Here is the tyrant of the current meta, the Aggro Rogue, and Aggro Rogue is losing Eviscerate. That's it. The weapons are here, the weapon buffs are here, all that crazy card draw is here, Benflanger is here, all of that stuff is staying in standard format. However, the developers have said that there is going to be a nerf patch that will affect burst damage that will happen at the same time as the expansion patch comes. So there is still some hope that this deck is going to be nerfed, but the rotation is not going to hurt it a lot. Quite the contrary actually, the rotation is hurting more the slower variants you go into, like Weapon Rogue, which is kind of the same but a little bit slower, a little bit more defensive. It uses more weapons for consistency, it loses those additional weapons, it only gets to keep the self-sharpening sword. It uses Dread Corsairs, it uses Steel Dancers, it has some taunts, some big random generation. Steel Dancer is going to stay, but Dread Corsair is going away, South Sea Deckhand is going away. This deck even used Sap still, and yeah, Sap is going away, so you push Rogue in that direction of play cards, Price Plunder, boom, pa, push, destroy everything. What Rogue is losing in the rotation is some of these ways to play a slower game, but none of its ways to play a fast game. And this is even more clear when looking at Whirlkick Rogue. Whirlkick Rogue is losing all this value generation that it has, which is the main win condition of the deck. Ferrocat, Evil Miscreant, Whirlkick Master. All of that stuff is going away. The Growing Thread is going away with Questing Adventurer, Edwin is going away. It's used in some versions of the deck. The only thing that really remains is Chandy Sparrow, and Chandy Sparrow is really good in Rogue, especially when you can play her with Shadow Step. there is still Wand Thief, so maybe there's a way to rebuild this combo rogue deck. But with the way the rotation is set up, it means that right now it looks like fast rogue decks are going to be huge winners, they're not going to lose anything, they can just dominate everything, and even the slower rogue decks are just losing ways to play the game, which will further pigeonhole Rogue into only playing super aggro. But we'll have to see about that nerf patch and what's gonna happen with that. Maybe there's some kind of solution coming. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.